Hello and welcome to a video tutorial of the Click-Through Rate Booster Enterprise Edition. In this video, I'll be showing you how you can work with this edition so that you can get the best possible results. So with the Enterprise Edition, you have some new features that you can work with, such as being able to schedule your tasks and so that it works continuously without you having to intervene with this. You have other features such as being able to create a Bing search rank projects and Yahoo search rank projects, and you're also able to do direct visits as well. Okay, so it works very similar to how the Google Ranker projects do, but there are some differences in them as well, and I'll be taking you through those differences in this video. So you already know how to work with the Google Ranker projects, and you already know how to work with the Yahoo Ranker projects. The only difference between the Enterprise Edition and the Expert Edition with this feature is the ability to work based on a time zone that you add down here. So what that means, guys, is let's say you told the software that you want to get, for this project, let's just say you had multiple keywords in here and you said, okay, for this project I want to get 5,000 visits, and on a daily basis I want to get 10 visits. Okay, so it might, like, you know, it'll run for I don't know how many days, guys, 500 days or whatever. Okay, so you want to get 10 visits per day, and you don't want this project to complete until it's been 5,000. Now, with the expert version, guys, they would have to come along and start the software every single day, because they don't have a schedule that you can work with. But this allows you to work with it on a schedule. So all you have to do here now is tell the software, to get these 10 visits, I want you to get these 10 visits between whatever time zone you have down here. And you also tell it the delay between the actions as well, guys. Just keep this in mind. If you're having a large duration on your website and you're getting a number of visits, but then your delay between the actions is very long, but your time for the action start time and end time is very short, and it's not able to fit in all of the 10 results or the 10 clicks or whatever, so then just keep that in mind as well, that you need to have these so that they're working together nicely. Okay, so what this allows you to do now, guys, is when you save this over and you click on schedule run after you check whatever you want to check and however many threads you want to work with, click on start, then the software will work with this project and it will work and get them actions through while it's between this time zone here, and when it's not in this time zone, it will automatically pause it or will stop it until tomorrow, and when it kicks in the time zone again, it will start it again, guys. So it's really cool, and this is my preferred way of actually working with this. In fact, guys, I can take you over to my VPS and I can show you this running, and I can show you exactly how we have ours set up as well, so that you get a better understanding. So here it is now, guys. It's open, and that's because I've been you know what, we've been testing on here quite some bit as well. So anyway, as you can see, I've got maybe 3 concurrent projects running at the same time. It's only had 16 actions done today. If we have a look at the logs allow us to see what's been happening. And as you can see down here, guys, it's saying stopping PBN footprints 2 due to time limit exceeded. Okay, so if we have a look at that, PBN footprints 2, and we have a look at this, guys, you can see I've got a number of keywords down here. And what you can see down here as well, guys, is I've got 50 visits per day. Now, obviously, it hasn't been able to do 50 visits, and the reason behind that is we can see from here it's only done 16 visits today, guys. But the reason behind that is because I've got a pretty large delay, minimum and maximum delay. So this is like half an hour delay or something. So every half an hour we perform an action, and I've got this to run between 10:15 a.m. until 10:30 p.m. At night. This is my server time. This is, I believe, in France, this server is, or VPS is. And it automatically just works for me now, guys. So I just run the schedule and I keep it on start, and as you can see, I think I've been having this running for at least 3 days now. Okay, so this is the 4th of March. Sorry, the 3rd of April. Today is actually the 4th of April, so it's only been running for 1 day. So I think I might have stopped it yesterday and started it again. But as you can see, it starts and stops, and stopping K-Green workout due to time limit exceeded, and then it'll automatically start again, guys, and it'll only get the actions throughout those timestamps and then time stops. Okay, so what I want to do is I wanted to point out 2 things here for you guys. Is if you have the Enterprise version, work with it on a schedule, especially if you have a VPS, because you can have this running all night, 24/7, you know, in different time zones. You might have some websites in Australia and you can work with it during the Australian time zone. You might have some websites in the USA and you can work on the USA time zone. You might have some in Europe and you can, you know what, in fact, you might want to increase them time zones and you might not even want to work with it, and you might want to work with it throughout the 24 hours and base everything around the huge delay that you have down here, and a big random delay which can really start to increase and decrease how much you're going to be doing it on a daily basis, and it makes it really, really random. Okay, so two things I wanted to point out is make use of the schedule feature. It works great. The second thing is have big delays as well, guys. Okay, do look at the best practice videos because I do make notes about how to make sure that you're not suddenly giving the search engines a massive number of searches for keywords they've never seen probably, or maybe giving your website hundreds of clicks when you're only getting a few clicks per day, because you know what, it doesn't look natural. Okay, so work with long delays, work with a schedule, let the software go through every single day. Every couple of days or something, guys, come along here, maybe increase the value slightly so you're getting a few more hits per day. Maybe reduce the delay slightly so you're getting some more hits per day, guys. And the reason you're doing that, guys, is so that you can start to increase the signals that you're sending. You start off slow, so as you can see, we're only sending like 16 clicks, 17 clicks per day. And this is between like, you know, 5 or 6 keywords, guys. Or even more. So probably our keywords are getting searched for maybe twice per day or something only. Don't go overboard to start with. Start off slow and then get into it, guys. Anyway, this isn't a best practice video, but I just wanted to point out to you guys that I work with the schedule, make use of the schedule, especially if you have a VPS. It works perfectly on there. The second piece of advice that I'll give you as well, guys, is if you are going to use this on your own computer, then you don't need to have the browser visible. Okay, and what you can also do as well is you can click on this X here. When you click on this X, then it will actually minimize to the system tray. So then you can do whatever you want on your computer while you have the click-through rate booster working for you as well. And all you have to do is come down here, right-click it and click on show, and it will show it for you again. Okay, and you don't have to look around and watch the browser play around for you. Okay, so anyway, let's have a look at these projects, guys. So you have the schedule feature in each one of these projects. You have it in the YouTube ranker, you have it in the Google ranker, you have it in the Yahoo ranker, Bing ranker, and you even have it inside of the website direct hits or website direct visits. Okay, so everything else is exactly the same, guys. You add your URL, you add your keyword, you name your project, and you set everything else up, and you click on save project and it's done. The only real difference is that with the Google ranker you also work with maps, whereas with the Yahoo ranker and Bing ranker you can't work with maps. But other than that, everything else is the same. And when you've actually selecting your projects down here, then you're able to see if it's a Google map search, if it's a Google search, if it's a Yahoo play, if it's a YouTube play, and you'll also be able to notice from the URL as well, guys, just in case you ever get muddled up like I did there just then. Okay, you've got Yahoo search, you've also got Bing search, and then you've got direct visit. Direct visit, we're not actually showing the URL, but as you can see, I was playing around with a bbc.co.uk URL just to test it out on here. I don't really use the software on my main computer. It's normally always being used on my VPS, so this is why I was using it on my computer, and I'm doing the video tutorial on this computer as well. As you can see, I've got no logs on here as well. Okay, so this is how you can work with these features down here. Now, let me just make some notes about website direct visits, because this is the real different one than everything else, all these other ones down here. So you don't want to put videos in here, guys. And the reason you don't want to put videos in here is because this script won't play the videos, whereas YouTube ranker, click on direct play and it's gonna put your videos in here, and it's gonna play the video for you as well, guys. Works perfectly. Okay, whereas here, this is to visit your websites. So you'd have your website URL here. You might put some social sites down here. Now these are referrers. What this means is it's gonna make your website look like it's come from whatever referrer you put down here, guys. Okay, so it's gonna tell your website that the visit is come from whatever referrer URLs you put down here. Okay, so if you want to add some social traffic, you can put things like Pinterest and Twitter and StumbleUpon, and if you want to make sure that you've actually got referrers coming in from what have you links, then you might want to have something like, let's just say for example, this website here had a link pointing to your website. So you could actually take this URL, you could add this down as the referrer, and you could show that, and you could add your URL down here, and you could show that the visit coming to this URL is actually coming through this page here. And you can have referrers one per line, guys. So you can have multiple referrers, you can have multiple URLs, so you might want to boost the visits, direct visits to all of the pages of your website, in which case, guys, you can go to your website, go to your sitemap, use link go for whatever to scrape the links, and add them down here one per line, and the software will randomly go over and do those visits for you. And you can do desktop visits and you can do mobile visits. Now, the Google ranker, the Yahoo ranker, and the Bing ranker, they're going to be getting you organic traffic from the search engines. But website direct visits, guys, you can make it look like you're getting social traffic, you can make it look like you're getting referrer traffic, and if you don't put any referrer in here, it just looks like it's a direct visit, guys. Okay, so you're even getting direct visits from users coming and directly typing in your URL in the address bar. Okay, so this is how you can work with the Enterprise Edition, guys. It's really cool because Bing also have their own kind of rank brain kind of feature. In fact, guys, what we can do is I can maybe quickly open up an article for you showing click-through rate used by Bing. And I can actually show you that click-through rate is also used by Bing as well. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll actually go over to, I've read, as you can see, I've read a number of these articles myself already. I'm going to actually go over to this one here, Search Engine Land. And this was all the way in 2010 when Bing admitted that they are using click-through rate. So Bing uses click-through rate in ranking algorithm, guys. Not surprising. Google's followed exactly the same foot as well, guys. But Bing actually admitted it down here, which is great. Okay, so yeah, guys, this is the Enterprise Edition. Work with it. It's really, really cool. A number of things to keep in mind, guys. If you're going to work with a number of projects, then it might be a good idea to work with concurrent threads as well, to make sure that you get all of your actions done. Because if you're not, then it's only going to be, let's just say, for example, this needs to do a task, and it's going to, and this needs to do a task at the same time. Because you're only using one thread, this is gonna wait for this to finish before this starts. If you understand what I'm saying, if you're working with like 4 projects, then you might want to work with 4 threads as well. Alternatively, you might still want to work with maybe 1 or 2 threads so that it's going through it nice and slowly, gives you even more randomization. So however you feel is going to be best for you to use it, guys, then use it that way. With the Enterprise Edition, guys, you can work with up to 20 threads, which is great. When you are working with 20 threads, guys, then your computer can get a little bit slow if you got the browsers visible. But I've worked with 20 threads myself, guys, because we had to make sure we tested it out. I don't work with 20 threads. I only work with a few threads. In fact, I think the maximum threads I've worked with is probably about 15. But when you do work with so many threads, then just make sure you're not showing your browsers, guys, because your browsers are going to take a lot of resources. It's going to really bog down your desktop and your screen as well. So don't show the browser when you're working with multiple threads. If you're working with 3 or 4 threads, that's fine, guys. If you're happy with your browser popping up and you want to see what's happening, then you can. But once you know what's happening, guys, then you know what, you might not want to look at your browser, which is cool. So yeah, this is the Enterprise version, and I really hope you enjoy working with this, guys. You can import, export, you can do whatever you want with this as well, and yeah, I really hope you enjoy working with it.